Well, good morning. It is July 30th, day 82 for me on the trail. I've left the Pleasant Pond lean-to and am hiking northbound. It rained off and on all night, but nothing heavy. It was just, a sprinkle. A stray cloud would come through, sprinkle some, and then the wind would come through and knock all the water off the leaves. I was in the shelter, and the shelter had a tin roof, so it sounded a lot worse than it probably was. I was talking to Sully this morning before I left, and he's like, yeah, it didn't rain too much. It wasn't too bad. He was in his tent. So, worked out. Plan for today is about 13.1 miles. Going to cover a couple of peaks. I think we've got the Pleasant Pond Mountain. That'll be the first climb. And then pretty much connected, a short ridge walk from the Pleasant Pond Mountain. It's called Middle Mountain. I don't know if those are going to have good views. They are probably tree covered if I had to guess. And then later on in the day, after a descent and another climb, is Bald Mountain. Every mountain range has a bald mountain, it seems. But most people refer to it as Moxie Bald because of the pond, the Moxie Pond that's nearby. And that should have, if the weather cooperates, that one's supposed to have good views because it's truly a bald. I guess a fire swept through that mountain in the early 1900s and never really regrew well. So that's what's coming up today. Hopefully the weather, sort of sticks like this. It's just windy right now. Hopefully there's not too much rain. I mean, the ground's wet, so you have slippery rocks, slippery roots, slippery mud. So I won't be able to go too fast. The 13 miles shouldn't be too bad. It's doable. Just take it slow. All right. As always, if I see anything interesting, I'll grab a picture or some video. But for now, here's what the trail looks like. Well, made it to the peak of Middle Mountain. Doesn't even get a sign. It's not that prominent. It wasn't that big of a climb, actually. All right, so now work my way back down for a while. Then it's flat for a while, and then another climb up to Moxie Bald. All right, see you in a bit. Alright, we made most of the descent down off of the first set of mountains, and nice pond here. So I'm making my way up to the Moxie Bald Peak, and there's an interesting geological feature here. We have this huge slab of rock overhanging the trail. And there's an actual cave. You can sort of see through to the other side. And sort of continues on here. Again, huge slab of rock. Being held in place by another big rock. Not quite at the top of the bald yet, but get a decent view, so I'm gonna take a little video here just in case those clouds come in and I can't see it later. Alright, so made it to the top of Moxie, and the weather is cooperating, at least for a little while. It's a bit windy up here, but pretty much a 360-degree view. A group of women here from a summer camp that are eating all the blueberries. Another view from near the peak of Moxie, and huge lake here. There's a mountain in the background. I'm not sure what that is. This might be, my last chance to get a good view of some blueberries. It's just so neat when you're up on these mountains. You can just sort of look down, and there's just bunches of blueberries. I've seen occasional raspberries, but not too many. There's another one off the trail. There's another one right there. Made it to the Moxie Bald lean-to. Looks like there's people here already. There's quite a few people here already. This is the pond or lake that's right next to the campsite. It might have been the lake I was looking at from on top of Moxie. It might be the Moxie Pond. I'm not exactly sure. Background. Small island. Nice view. Well, that's about it for the day. And it ended up being a pretty good day. Um, the clouds went away, and we were able to get some view, at least from the Moxie Bald. And yeah, dried out a little bit. So that's nice. This is the rocks are still a little wet, but it was nice to be able to be sort of dry most of the day. There's still rain in the forecast for the next few days. Tomorrow's going to be a big day. Need to do 18 miles. Fortunately, it is not, there's not too much climbing or no major climbs or descents. There's a few smaller climbs and lots of little pointless ups and downs, it looks like, in the profile, but nothing huge. And that'll get us into Monson. And so then Monson, we're gonna try and get into Shaw's, which is a hostel, and probably do a 0 there in Shaw's, and arrange for a resupply drop in the 100-mile wilderness. So that's something that they do there. So basically, we're gonna hike out with 3 or 4 days worth of food and get the resupply drop somewhere in the middle of the wilderness, and that'll be enough resupply for the rest of the wilderness, and then Baxter State Park in Katahdin. So it's it's getting real close. It's becoming more tangible. You sort of start, and then when I was starting on Harper's Ferry, Katahdin is this nebulous thing way out there, and now it's 8 days away, something like that. So it's kind of neat. Yeah. Other than that, it's a nice campsite. Again, I showed the pond, which is right there, and there's a family here, 4 people, and the group of young women that were on the peak with me eating the blueberries are here as well. So there's them, and then Sully and Vireo are here, and we're all planning to hike into Shaw's tomorrow to Monson. So that's the rough plan. All right. As always, if you've stuck through to the end, I appreciate it, and I'll see you again tomorrow on the trail.